Picture this. You're standing in line at a coffee shop. You haven't said a single word to anyone. And yet, without knowing it, you've already told the person behind you about 7 different things about who you are. Not because you're loud, not because you're weird, but because your tiny, boring, automatic habits are basically a personality billboard. The way you hold your phone, the way you wait, the way you fidget with the little cardboard sleeve, all of it leaks. Here's the thing. Psychologists have been quietly obsessed with this stuff for decades because your small habits are harder to fake than your words. So today we're counting down 7 everyday habits that secretly spill the truth about your personality. Let's get into it. Number 7. How you treat your notifications. Watch someone for 10 minutes and look at their phone. Are the red badges everywhere? 2,000 unread emails? A texting app that just says 99 plus? Or is every icon a clean, calm 0? This is what researchers call your tolerance for ambiguity, and it maps neatly onto the Big 5 trait of conscientiousness. Your brain treats an unread notification like a tiny open loop. High conscientiousness people feel that loop as friction and rush to close it. Low conscientiousness, high openness people learn to tune it out and live happily inside the chaos. Studies on the Big 5 personality model, built on the work of researchers like Paul Costa and Robert McRae, consistently link conscientiousness to organized digital behavior. Inbox 0 folks tend to also be calendar people, list people, and I'll be there 5 minutes early people. You see it everywhere. The friend who screenshots a text instead of replying, the coworker whose desktop has 400 files named untitled, the roommate who alphabetizes their spices but leaves 12,000 unread emails. So here's your slightly uncomfortable takeaway. Your notification screen isn't a to-do list. It's a personality test you've been failing or acing in public for years. Number 6. How you walk through a doorway. Next time you enter a room, notice what you actually do. Do you glance around and clock the exits? Do you scan faces? Do you march straight to a target? Do you hover awkwardly like you forgot why you came in? This is called environmental scanning, and it's tightly linked to 2 traits, neuroticism and extroversion. Your brain is constantly running a threat and reward check on new spaces. Higher neuroticism brains scan for danger. Where's the exit? Who looks angry? Is that dog friendly? Higher extroversion brains scan for people. Who do I know? Who looks fun? Who's making eye contact? Research on nonverbal behavior, including work by psychologist Albert Mehrabian on approach and avoidance cues, shows that these micromovements happen in the first few seconds and are almost impossible to hide. Think of the friend who always picks the seat facing the door, the coworker who walks into a party and instantly finds the loudest group, the person who enters every room like they're apologizing for existing. Here's the part that should bother you. You've been broadcasting your default emotional setting every time you walk through a door, and you didn't know the camera was on. Number 5. How you handle a menu. You sit down at a restaurant, the menu lands in your hands. What happens next says more about you than your actual order. Do you know what you want in 30 seconds? Do you read every single item twice, including the desserts you're not going to get? Do you ask the waiter what they recommend? Do you just copy whoever ordered first? This is decision style, and it's one of the most studied habits in behavioral psychology. Psychologist Barry Schwartz described 2 decision types: maximizers, who need to find the absolute best option, and satisficers, who pick the first option that's good enough. In his research, maximizers make objectively better choices and feel worse about them. The person who reads every menu item is often a maximizer in the rest of their life too. They research 40 vacuum cleaners. They rewatch trailers. They agonize over a text before sending it. The satisficer just grabs the burger and starts talking. You also see it in the menu copycat, the person who waits to hear what everyone else orders, which is often a sign of high agreeableness and a fear of standing out. So the next time someone takes 20 minutes to order, don't get annoyed. You're watching their entire decision-making personality play out over a laminated piece of paper. Number 4. How you say goodbye. Everyone focuses on how you say hello, the handshake, the hug, the wave. But the real personality tell is how you leave. Do you announce your exit 10 minutes before you actually go? Do you do the classic Irish goodbye and just vanish? Do you linger at the door for another 45 minutes talking about nothing? Do you hug everyone or nobody? This is called leave-taking behavior, and researchers have studied it as a signal of attachment style, the way you learned, very young, to handle closeness and separation. People with secure attachment tend to have smooth, warm goodbyes, clear, affectionate, not dramatic. Anxious attachment often shows up as long, drawn-out exits, repeated hugs, or a nervous "text me when you get home." Avoidant attachment tends to produce short, clipped goodbyes or the silent slip-out-the-back move. Work by researchers like Mary Ainsworth and later Cindy Hazen and Philip Shaver on adult attachment shows that these tiny departure rituals are remarkably stable across a lifetime. Watch it at any party. The one who's been about to leave for an hour. The one who ghosts without a word. The one who hugs you like they're going to war. 3 different childhoods, 3 different goodbyes. Here's the freeing part. Once you notice your own goodbye style, you can actually change it. Small habit, big signal. Number 3. What you do with your hands when you're bored. You're standing in an elevator. You're waiting for a video call to start. There's a 10-second gap in a conversation. What do your hands do? Do you reach for your phone? Do you pick at your nails? Do you fidget with a ring? Do you cross your arms? Do you just let them hang there like a normal, well-adjusted human, which, be honest, nobody actually does? This is called self-soothing behavior, and it's a direct window into how your nervous system regulates itself. Your brain hates unstructured silence. Small repetitive movements, tapping, twisting, scrolling, release just enough dopamine and reduce just enough anxiety to keep you comfortable. It's the adult version of a toddler with a blanket. Research on nonverbal behavior, including classic work by Paul Ekman on what he called adapters, shows that these self-touch gestures spike when we're stressed, bored, or hiding something. High neuroticism people tend to have more of them. High extroversion people tend to redirect that energy outward, talking, joking, filling the silence with words instead. Look around next time you're in a waiting room. The nail picker, the phone scroller, the pen clicker, the one person just sitting perfectly still, which, by the way, is also a personality, usually very high self-control or very high dissociation, and those look surprisingly similar from the outside. So here's the uncomfortable part. Your hands know things about your anxiety level that your face is actively trying to hide. Number 2, how you react to being wrong. Imagine someone gently points out that you got a fact wrong, not in a mean way, just, actually, I think it was 1997, not 1998. What happens in your chest? Do you feel a tiny flash of heat? Do you double down? Do you say, "Oh, you're right, thanks," and mean it? Do you laugh at yourself? Do you get quiet and sulky? Do you pull out your phone to prove them wrong? This is one of the most revealing habits in all of psychology because it's tied to what researchers call intellectual humility, and it predicts almost everything about how you learn, argue, and grow. Your brain treats being wrong as a small physical threat. The same regions that light up when you stub your toe light up when your identity is challenged. So the default response is defense. Overriding that default is a personality trait. Studies by researcher Carol Dweck on growth mindset and more recent work on intellectual humility by psychologists like Mark Leary show that people who can casually say, I didn't know that, tend to be better learners, better partners, and better leaders. Watch it in real life. The friend who changes the subject the second they're corrected. The coworker who has to have the last word in every email chain. The one person in the group chat who just says, "Oh nice, I was wrong about that," and everyone quietly respects them a little more. Here's the part that should bother you. Every time you get defensive over something tiny, you're not protecting your intelligence. You're advertising your insecurity. Number 1, how you treat people who can do nothing for you. This is the big one, the habit that, more than any other, tells the truth about who you are. Watch how someone treats a waiter, a janitor, a customer service rep on the phone, A stranger asking for directions. Someone whose name they don't know and never will. Not their boss, not their crush, not the person they're trying to impress. Someone who cannot possibly reward or punish them. This is what psychologists call agreeableness, but a specific slice of it, genuine warmth versus strategic warmth. Your brain runs a constant, quiet calculation. Is this person useful to me? For most people, kindness quietly scales with usefulness. That's not evil. That's just how a social species conserves energy. But some people don't run that calculation. They're warm across the board. Research on the dark triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, studied by psychologists like Delroy Paulhus and Kevin Williams, shows one of the clearest tells is a huge gap between how someone treats people above them and people below them. Warm to the boss, cold to the barista. That gap is the personality. You felt this, the date who was charming to you and rude to the server. The manager who was sunshine in front of clients and thunder in front of interns. The friend who's suddenly very nice again the week they need a favor. And on the flip side, you know the people who pass this test. They learn the delivery driver's name. They thank the cleaner. They make eye contact with the person handing them their coffee. Nothing dramatic, just consistent. So here's your slightly unsettling takeaway. The most honest personality test in the world is not a quiz. It's a Tuesday afternoon, a tired stranger, and no one important watching. So there you have it. 7 ordinary habits, your notifications, your doorways, your menus, your goodbyes. Your restless hands, your reaction to being wrong, and your treatment of invisible people. None of them feel like a big deal. That's exactly why they're so honest. You can rehearse a first impression. You can't rehearse a Tuesday. And here's the good news buried in all of this. Habits aren't a verdict. They're a mirror. Once you can see them, you can pick one, just one, and quietly upgrade it this week. That's how personality actually changes. Not with a vow, with a nudge. If your brain saw itself in a few of these, you're going to love what's coming next on this channel. The small, weird reasons behind the things you swear you don't do. Hit subscribe. Tell me in the comments which habit called you out the hardest, and I'll see you in the next one.